check this out. So tomorrow will be the day where the Senate Judiciary Committee will vote on Brett Kavanaugh to see if he will become an Associate Chief Justice on the highest court in the land. Now, we all know about the fallout with Dr. Blasey Ford, Christine Blasey Ford, and her allegations about Brett Kavanaugh that stem back 36, 37 years when they were in high school. Brett Kavanaugh, she said, did some things that were very inappropriate, sexual misconduct, sexual assault. These are allegations. So, of course, this has been major conversation for the last couple of weeks. Due to Senate decision, 11-10 vote, Jeff Flakey, he pushed the rest of the judiciary, the senators, to have the FBI come in and do a probe. So that probe has been done, and now we are here. Now, the findings of that probe have been distilled down into a report that is being privately kept on Capitol Hill. We don't have access to it, but there have been some mentions of it, and various Congress people have made some assertions to what was in that FBI document. I don't know what was in it. You don't know what was in it, but people are talking about what was in it, all right? And there's been some conversation that maybe at some point some of it will become public, but here's what we know now. Now, this is from the Washington Post, and you'll find this in many other websites, other news websites, reporting pretty similar content on this story. It says key Republicans signal satisfaction with the FBI report increasing confirmation odds for Kavanaugh. So right now, things are looking very good for Kavanaugh. A pair of Republican senators expressed satisfaction Thursday when the new FBI report increasing the odds of Senate confirmation this weekend of Judge Brett Kavanaugh. Senator Susan Collins of Maine, one of three Republicans who had not indicated how they plan to vote, said Thursday that it appears to be a very thorough investigation, but I'm going back later to personally read the interviews. We all know Jeff Flakey, as we talked about earlier, was the one who called for there to be an FBI probe before they proceeded with finalizing the vote. Jeff Flakey made a comment, and he said, telling reporters, "We've seen no additional corroborating information." Collins, Flakey, and Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska are the critical votes that could ensure Kavanaugh's ascension into that highest position in the courts. So it's really up to them. And if you're just reading the tea leaves, hell, if you're just listening and clear the earwax out of the eardrums, sound to me like the whole let's let the FBI take a look at it was just a stall. Kind of back people up a little bit, get the protesters out of the Capitol for a little while, clear the air, so to speak, so they can go about doing business as usual. And I do mean that on both sides of the aisle. Make no mistake about it. I said over a month ago at this point that Brett Kavanaugh would be confirmed. Everything that you're seeing now is theater. Now, this is important to know. Chuck Grassley, he said this on Twitter. He said, "There's nothing in this report that we didn't already know. It's time to vote." Senator Dianne Feinstein of California, as we know, very much opposed to Kavanaugh. She was the one who released the information about Dr. Ford initially, held it for a while, then released it. Well, there's been a lot of talk about what her motives were. She told reporters that the most notable part of this report is what's not in the report. White House spokesperson Rod Shad said this. He said the FBI agents had reached out to 10 witnesses, 9 of whom were interviewed, and that no one out of the 9 people that were interviewed corroborated the statements of Christine Blasey Ford. Now, does that mean that Christine Blasey Ford is lying? I don't think that's what it means. It just means no one knew. No one saw. No one else could back up her claims, or no one would back up her claims. If you ask Donald Trump, there's no doubt about how he feels about this whole thing. What he thinks about Dr. Ford's statements and the allegations about Brett Kavanaugh. And I do have a clip of Donald Trump campaigning at a rally and making some comments about Dr. Ford.
He's been respectful and disciplined when talking about Brett Kavanaugh accuser Christine Blasey Ford. until he soaked in the atmosphere at a campaign rally in Mississippi. To the delight of the crowd, President Donald Trump started talking about the woman who says she was sexually assaulted by the Supreme Court nominee.
How did you get home? I don't remember. How'd you get there? I don't remember. Where is the place? I don't remember. How many years ago was it? I don't know. I don't know. But I had one beer. That's the only thing I remember.
The president needs Republican Senate votes to get his nominee over the line. His comments seem to have made that job a little harder.
There's no time and no place for remarks like that, but to discuss something this sensitive at a political rally is just not right.
The president's comments were just plain wrong.
Ford's lawyers who sat by her side during her testimony last week described the president's comments as a vicious, vile and soulless attack. FBI agents are still pushing on with their investigation into allegations of sexual misconduct by Brett Kavanaugh, the right-wing appeal court's judge slated to fill the vacancy on the Supreme Court, and an appointment which could swing the court's ideological makeup for decades to come.
White House spokesperson Shah made a comment here that I want to share with you that it's just so, I don't know, it's just so ironic. He says this, he says, in an earlier tweet, Shah said the White House is fully confident that the Senate will confirm Kavanaugh, whose nomination has been roiled by the allegations of 3 women about his behavior more than 3 decades ago. You can't find what you don't look for, adding that this falls short of my expectations for this investigation. You can't find what you don't look for. And when I say that's ironic, I mean, it's just because it's something I say often when it comes to, I don't know, cops searching, poor black people in black areas. That happens all the time. That's what they do. They search the poor blacks for the weed. They don't go uptown to the white section and be like, hey, what these rich white kids doing in that car? And I'm not trying to get the rich white kids in trouble, man. I think weed should be legalized. But you understand what Shah just said here. You can't find what you don't look for. Do you know how many times on these damn comment sections on YouTube I got these jackasses saying, you always get locked up. You always get locked up. You do all the crime. You can't find what you don't look for. Bank bound. Anyway, this is going to a vote real soon. I think it starts tomorrow. It'll be done over the weekend. Anyway, at any rate, I will update you as to what happens with Brett Kavanaugh. There are reasons why Brett Kavanaugh should not be confirmed that are totally separate from any allegations made against him. Just his duplicitous allegiance with George W. Bush, whom he was the counsel for George W. Bush, and his co-signing on a number of pieces of traitorous actions and, how can we say, acts that were undertaken by Bush, such as the Patriot Act, the destruction of all of our rights to the Fourth Amendment. We want our privacy and we don't want to be searched. The ability for the government to just say, you know what you are? You are an enemy combatant. Therefore, we can do whatever we want to do with you. We don't need to charge you. We just need to just do what we please. Like, these are Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh believed that was fine. Kavanaugh also thought it was fine for them to grab all your metadata from every email to every message, all of it, and keep it. He said that was cool. He thought that was due process. And I find it very ironic that the lawyer for George W. Bush, who said it was fine for all of us to lose our due process, complained and cried in front of the whole world because he felt he wasn't getting his due process. So, like I said, there are a lot of reasons why I feel Brett Kavanaugh should not be confirmed. I wish he really wouldn't be. Have at it.